Alright guys, a lesson on me. Always be wearing your batteries. Your safety goggles when you're checking batteries. I have my safety goggles on standby. I keep this connected to my toolbox. I actually got one on my face right now. I ain't playing. Got one on my face right now. But at the time this thing popped off, to be honest with you, I didn't have no safety goggles on, and I was looking at this way. All of a sudden it popped off to the side of me, and I hurried up and looked, and I saw water shooting straight up. I hurried up and turned the motor off. But I'm working on an overcharging system. The alternator's been replaced before several times and haven't fixed the overcharging system. This Jeep is ran off of the voltage regulator is regulated from the computer, so I'm tapped into the computer. Right now I don't see any regulating going on from the computer, so now I'm kind of like, sucks man, because you really can't run this car and without making it overcharge. But yeah, I'll come back whenever I find a fix. What's up, Facebook? Just fixed the alternator charging issue, computer engine issue, all that all in one. This is a long story. I guess I can go ahead and make a point on getting a diagnostic. This is one of a family of mine's Jeep, and it started off with not getting a diagnostic. And I remember about a year or two ago, I came out to the Jeep at his house, and he just wanted to get an alternator change, and so I charged him to change the alternator. And when we put the alternator on, it still didn't fix the charging issue. But at the same time, it took me about 2-3 hours to get the part, put the alternator on, and just couldn't find out it was kind of all for nothing. I just took off a good alternator. But then, like, I was already tired, had to go to work and all that kind of stuff, so I didn't have the time to see why it wasn't working. So a year later, this car came back to me to go ahead and get a diagnostic. So now I got a diagnostic. I didn't worry about changing up parts until I figured out exactly what needs to be changed, I guess, through science and testing engine components and stuff. But anyways, let me just go through this fix. I'll let y'all test it out with me. So I just put a new computer in because the regulator on this charging issue is inside the engine control module. So, and this is a 95 Jeep, so they're about 225 for a refurbished Jeep module for this Jeep. So the client didn't want to get that, probably because it wasn't too sure if that was going to fix it. But we looked for alternative routes, and we found one today at a junkyard in Texas. Went out there and got it, put it on, and it worked. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the gears, since the transmission is inside the transmission module is inside the engine control module. So I'm gonna go through the gears and feel that all the gears are working. Charging light back in park. Okay, so the charging light is holding a charge. It's not maxed out at 20 volts. Before, with the old PCM, it was pegged out at 20 volts because the old PCM the regulator inside the PCM was bad for the charging system, so it was always giving it the wrong signal, pegging out the charging system. Alright guys, so I apologize for the wild editing, but now I'm taking you on to my window laptop, to my Pico, where I recorded a waveform where I was back probed into the wires one was a signal wire, one was the main power wire going to the computer, power from the battery going to the computer. So one was a signal, it was a battery signal coming from the alternator to the computer, and the blue waveform, after I find it right quick, is battery voltage at the computer. So bear with me. Bear with my computer right now. I'm doing a voiceover long after I did this waveform. As you can see down here, that's the blues is the battery voltage, red is the alternator's signal. You see I'm tapped in at the PCM right here. I'm pointing out. Okay, so the blue waveform, you see it starts to charge. As it peaks up, it peaks all the way up to 18 volts. And the command was at 5. It never got to 18 volts or whatever the real battery voltage was, because the PCM was shorted out at the voltage regulator. See, it's 5 volts. I didn't record where you can physically see where it's shorted out. Forgive me about that. Next time I'll try to get more footage. But yeah. So only really light we got on is washer fluid. So I'm gonna make sure you don't have no leaks on that. If you don't got no leaks, I'm gonna go ahead and put some type of solution in there, and so he can so I can give this car back with no lights on. Right now I'm letting it warm up, do his thing. Still almost about a quarter away from warming up. Got plenty of gas, so I'm gonna let it warm up. So let's get a real reading on the charging system. Oh, these windows. This the new used one. This the bad one that's still in the truck, in the Jeep. $14 volts. Soon as you earlier with the bad piece computer, it will automatically go to 20 volts right away. We also did a water pump job on this. You can see a brand new water pump on there. I'm gonna let y'all look at the voltage while I play with the motor. Alright. Just charge it. So this vehicle, it came in on a tow truck and it gets to leave on its 4 wheels. So that's another fix for HSP. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll probably make a real video on YouTube, so look out for it. God bless you all. Peace.